They'll keep coming back months, even years later, because they're addicted to narcissistic supply. We can emotionally swat that energy sucking. I'm candid, unfiltered, and call a spade a spade. That's your thing. Keep watching all the way till the end for my real raw take on why narcissists won't leave you alone. So how do we disarm a narcissist who will not leave us alone? I'm sure the most of us have a narcissist lurking somewhere in our life. You're picturing someone right now, aren't you? A toxic energy vampire just waiting to pounce. How do we cut off the narcissistic supply? The energy they are seeking to drain from us. They are adept at blaming everyone else for their shortcomings and anything negative in their lives. Firstly, we must never sink to their level. They push our buttons and want us to give it back because then we are feeding them what they need. Drama, conflict. They can't get to us, then they will use the abuse by proxy method of having their flying monkeys do their bidding. If the narcissist isn't at the forefront of the smear campaigns, they will have their flying monkeys spreading hate, lies, and slander for them. We must take back our power by refusing to give them the reactions they crave. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self, and they need our energetic supply to keep that sense of self inflated. The narcissistic restore their energy power through other people. Even negative attention is good attention. If they or their flying monkeys are getting a rise out of us, then this bolsters their energy level. A narcissist will never take responsibility for their errors or wrongdoings, but if they deem us to have fucked up, oh, how they'll make us accountable for ours. Narcissistic supply addiction will see them do anything to gain their target's attention. They want us to pay. Energy vampires need to suck another person's life force to survive. They are powerless unless they are draining and depleting. And the narcissistic isn't gaining enough energy to numb their shames and negative feelings. They need to make others pay the piper for them. We are the ones that they keep returning to target, then we are the chosen ones that must be punished for their unhealed wounds and narcissistic energies. We must give the narcissist none of our energy. We must not react, retaliate, or respond. They do not matter. In the big scheme of things, who the fuck are they? They do not matter. We must stay strong in our calm and not be rattled by the storms these energy vampires are trying to brew. The narcissist smears aren't our truth. They are merely projections of their truth. The last thing we need is validation from a narcissist. Actually, they're the ones that need our validation by way of reaction. Otherwise, they'd piss off and get on with their own lives and leave us live ours in peace. Narcissists can sense our energies a mile away. They are vampires. They sniff it out like blood. The narcissist continually needs our power. By refusing to even think of them, we are directly cutting off that power supply, giving them bugger all. They smell our fear. They smell our doubts. These are the sources that ignite their power. We are doing anything that they believe we may fear failing, and they get even an inkling that they can sabotage that, then they will go out of their way to try. They have no concept of how pathetic or obvious their actions. They have no conscience. It's just self and self-preservation for them by way of inflicting any carnage they can. Give them absolutely nothing. Let the ravenous fucking bloodsuckers find another supply. Detach and have no emotional response. They can only get within if we allow them. We hold the power. They know this. They need our power, our energy to function. If we have done the inner work, healed the pain, the triggers, the fears that these narcissists are trying to set off, then a trigger response will not be possible. For example, if they believe our fear is that we care what others think, then they will smear us, try to embarrass us to the best of their ability. They won't let the truth get in the way of a good smear campaign. Cunning, manipulative deception is how they function. But if we have become so mentally strong that what they or others think of us has no impact, then their sabotaging antics will not be able to penetrate our skin, get into our psyche to drain power from us. Narcissists don't want a little impact. They want to cause absolute carnage to our inner wounds, as that is how they comfort and soothe their own. When we have done the inner work, anything the narcissist is trying to detonate inside of us will have already healed. And there will be minimal, if any impact from the trauma they are determined to inflict. The narcissist is under a very skewed assumption in their mind that they somehow have power, influence over our emotions. In fact, it is us with power and influence over theirs, as they cannot let us go. They are fixated by the narcissistic supply they were able to extract from us in the past. They at one point most likely had us on a pedestal where they studied us, learned our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities. If we are someone that somewhat influences on social media, they will stalk, troll our every move on every platform they can get access to, because they think this will impact us negatively, giving them their much needed supply. The only defeat these vampires will have is if we surrender, give them the power. They want us to feel bad about ourselves. They want to destroy our self-confidence. They need us at a weakness. It's the only way they can feel powerful. Hence why so many will attack behind the anonymity of their computer. They hide, shielded by darkness, in a bid to expose all our supposed wrongdoings into the light. Fictitious faux pas projected from their own. The narcissist will never leave us alone whilst ever there is interaction. We cannot control the narcissistic mind. We can only control our own mind. We may think we are no longer in contact with the narcissist if we are not engaging with them. But if we are even thinking about them, we are feeding them with our energy. They'll keep coming back over and over, months, even years later, because they're addicted to narcissistic supply. Narcissists are like bratty, spoiled children trapped in adult bodies. We have to be the bigger person, cut them off like they do not exist. Quit reacting, go completely no contact. They want a reaction. This is what they live for. They crave it. They are obsessed. They can't get a response out of us. If they can't get an emotional reaction out of us, eventually the blood-sucking grubs will fuck off, because we are starving them of what they thrive off. Only a narcissist would come back targeting someone minding their own business months, years after seeing or speaking to each other. They just can't detach. We cannot react. They need something from us. We need nothing from them. Sometimes they'll bugger off and find that narcissistic supply from someone else, but they will circle back around to us. Let them go. They will eventually run out of fuel when we refuse to fuel their needs. We may see them doing shit here and there, their cookie crumb trail of spite and venom. But if we start to see them as a blood-sucking mosquito, we can emotionally swat that energy-sucking fucker into non-existence before they penetrate the skin. Then go on with our bloody day. We wouldn't give another thought to that mosquito we swat the life force from. Same goes with the narcissist, trying to deplete us as their energy source. When we become strong enough to shake off those annoying critters, that's when we know we are strong enough to resist their childish attempts at provocation. The narcissist will keep trying to goad us whilst ever they think there is a chance of response or reaction. We must never surrender to the temptation of reaction. Never allow them to tear open old wounds. A narcissist will never admit they in fact need our energy to survive. We must never try to defend, justify, or explain ourselves. There is no arguing with a narcissist. Their lights are on, but no one's bloody home. Trust me, we can bet our ass for every time they've tried to draw from our energy. There's a long line of narcissistic abuse victims in their wake. We probably heard every story about how they were victimized long before we too became a target. Every one of us has failed friendships, relationships behind us. But for the narcissist, there's no letting go, no moving on. If we cannot go completely no contact, we must stop telling them anything. Definitely not tell them how fabulous life is. Or if they see our life going well, they will want to drain from that. This is why so many try the grey rock method of being non-reactive, as uninteresting to the narcissist as possible. Narcissists love to sabotage. Any ammunition we feed them, they will try to use that to obliterate our happiness, our success, any way they can. You must stop giving the narcissist what they want. Ever notice you may not have heard from the narcissist for months, years, and they suddenly get a whiff that you are doing big things, on a new journey, in a relationship, your life is going great guns. And then out of the fucking blue, there they are. I'll start with the abuse, the defamation, the slander, whether directly or indirectly. They are sabotagers. They cannot tolerate anyone doing good in life. More so better than them, and they have to suck the life from us as retribution. These people are programmed to start conflict, to feed off drama and negativity. Riddled with narcissistic traits, they won't hold back with their accusations and untruths, or bloody vindictive, rat-cunning projections. In many cases, initially, we may even have thought we were highly regarded by this person. This person asked about our ambitions, our lives, sniffed out our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, got deep inside our heads, feigning support until we trust them on some level. They seem to be in our corner all the way, even boasting of eternal gratitude for all we'd done for them. Over time, their masks began to slip and we began questioning whether they were really in our corner. Often they even dropped us without warning or genuine reason, because they had for a time moved on to a new power source. Of course, when they begin their smear campaign, they will tell a very exaggerated version of why they kicked us to the curb, or even that we kicked them to the curb. We were somehow trapped in this delusional little bubble, thinking that even though we'd witnessed them speak ill of almost everyone in every capacity of their life, that they'd somehow spare us. We all have fallouts. We've all spoken ill of those who've wronged us amongst friends by way of healing. But narcissists are the victim of every scenario. They are never to blame, and their fallouts are far and wide. We cannot end a friendship, a relationship with a narcissist, even if they are the ones to cut us off. They will never fully sever that hold. They will never set us free. They will spread vitriol, hate and lies because they want us to doubt ourselves, and they want others to doubt us too. They will often depict us to others as being the narcissist because their modus operandi is control, destruction, and zero fucking accountability. They are overcome by the desire to bring drama, conflict, and upset to our lives. For a narcissist to stay content in any place for a time, they need narcissistic supply. But if we deny them that narcissistic supply, they will be off seeking it elsewhere. If that then gets denied and they see us doing good, they be coming back. When a narcissist has drama after drama after drama, and we fed them that narcissistic supply by agreeing with them, buffering them up, their narcissistic supply tank was full. We stop fueling that tank, they're going to be needing it fueled elsewhere. They carry shame, anger, and darkness, but they do not have the capacity to heal those wounds from within for themselves. So they look for supply, the narcissistic supply, from others. Those of healthy mind will brood a few days, lick our wounds, come back feeling strong, more kick-ass than ever. A narcissist does not have this ability. If their ego takes a dent, there will be hell to pay. They seek retribution by fueling from our energy supply, triggering our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities with as much malice as they can muster. Narcissists want to be adored. They need a lot of positive reinforcement. They come across with "I don't give a damn" attitudes, but the way that they won't leave people be proves they give a lot more of a damn than they'd have others believe. They may not care what others think of them, but they do care about the validation in being center of attention. They will even boast of the negativity they stir around them, but this does not change the fact that they are obsessed with the energy they must garner from us. They cannot survive on their own unless they are draining, depleting, gaining strength from their target. They won't let anything go. A healthy person will wipe someone from their life and move on. A narcissist doesn't have the capacity. They gotta keep coming for us. They whom inflicted their narcissistic injury must be punished. It doesn't even have to have been a conscious infliction on the other person's behalf. The narcissist only sees things from their own victim mentality. They won't do the inner work, so they must continue to punish this person responsible for this injury. Years later, they're still holding on to venomous grudges. We must stop doubting ourselves when the narcissist strikes. It's not about us. It's about them. We must completely starve them. Stop feeding their delusions of grandeur. They mean nothing to us. They monopolize conversations and are at their happiest when taking over the floor. They will still be going on and on about someone who supposedly wronged them years later. We must never feed into that. We must stop feeding their ego, their sense of entitlement. Block all avenues for them to get to us. They have no entitlement over our lives, our emotions whatsoever. They may go on with their smear campaigns, their lies, keep screenshots should you need them legally, and put their abuse out of your mind where you put them. Do not take the bait. They do not matter. Anyone who's had any dealings with these people will know they're a clusterfuck of toxicity. Keep strong boundaries. Don't relent, where you can completely wipe them from your existence. Cut off the flying monkeys doing their bidding too. Odds are the smears and untruths started on us long before we ever knew there was a problem. This is what they do. Flying monkeys have yet been subjected personally to the narcissistic abuse, so they are easily lured by the lies and manipulation until they become the next target. It's all narcissistic supply. Give them nothing. Cut out their energy supply and give their flying monkeys fucking nothing either. We are all in this together. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. I'm so grateful to all of you whom already have. If you want to see more videos, I'll link my playlist below. Thanks for watching. See ya.
Break out of your shell, meet me halfway.